Hello everyone and welcome to a new Let's Play from Reggie's Corner, and on this Let's Play we have a guest gamer, but we'll let him introduce himself in a little while. And we are in this first video going to play Chapter 1, War upon the East Frontier, in the game Jamestown. So,
surprise.
Yes, we are back with a Let's Play, and you
KFG?
Yes, and we will do this as sort of a one level per video Let's Play. So the first video will have Chapter 1, and video 2 will have Chapter 2, and so on and so on. And the first video will be slightly longer than the other ones because we will show the intro of the game and the menus, and then we'll explain why we are picking the difficulty we are picking and little tidbits such as that. But I think we should just kick it up and see what happens. Okay, so that was the intro to Jamestown, and we will not get super historical here, but Jamestown is referring to a city founded in the New World, but this is a new world on Mars instead, but it's kind of the same story as in the real history books, but with a twist.
Right.
And you can play a lot of different things in this, but we should probably just go into start game and we can take it from there. So here we have the map, and each of these areas are like a chapter and a level, and you have to make it all the way here. And you can also play this in gauntlet mode when you have unlocked all the maps on a certain difficulty level. And there are also a big bonus system level where you can do challenges and stuff like that. When you start this game from the beginning, you won't have all of the ships, but they will unlock as you progress. We will do this, as we said, one video, one level. And we will start with the first one, the East Frontier, and we will do it on Legendary difficulty. And why are we doing it on Legendary?
It's a fairly well balanced level where there's enough enemies to chain things, but it's not completely impossible.
Yes. And also, in order to get to the very last level, I think you have to play on Legendary in order to progress.
So the first 3 chapters you can play on any difficulty level you want, and then 4 removes normal,
Yes.
and 5 removes difficult.
But we will play it on Legendary throughout the entire Let's Play, so that we don't shift difficulty at the end, making it very confusing. And this is a game where you can actually be 4 players at the same time, even though none of us have actually tried that.
No, I think 3 we've tried.
3 we tried, and it's also one thing that's worth mentioning, that if you are more than 2 players, the game will actually start throwing in additional challenges when it comes to bosses, so that they are specific challenges per player.
Yep.
So if you are the red player, only the red player can do such things as shoot in an area and so forth. So it's not just easier to be more than 2, it's actually challenging. And here you can pick your ship. I think when you start this game for the first time, you have the beam.
That's right.
And then you just open new ones as you progress. And we will pick the charge, mainly because we prefer it, but I think there's valid play styles with using all of these.
Yes.
But we will stick with this one because that's the one we like the most. So, time to start. Okay, so that was basically the story pitch for the first chapter, War Upon the East Frontier, in which a settlement is ravaged by de-tentacled Martians and their Spanish allies, I think it says. So we're basically a bunch of English people battling Martians and Spaniards.
And by Martians, we mean Native Americans.
Yes.
Although they have devised these robots.
Yes. So should we go over the game mechanics on this level, maybe?
Sure.
So, will you take it?
Sure, so the basics are that of a bullet hell, although it's not quite as crazy as some of the cave shooters, if you're familiar with those. The mechanics are twofold. You see all these little cogwheels, whatever they are. You collect those to fill up the meter in the top left, which lets you go into Vaunt mode, where you will earn a multiple...
It's basically a multiplier.
Yeah, it's a multiplier. I forget how big it is. I think it's 4 times, and if you both do it at the same time, it's 8 times.
Yes, that sounds about right.
And you keep it alive by continuously collecting the drops from the enemies.
So it's a good idea to start it up when there's a lot of enemies on the screen.
When you do, you get invincibility for a little bit, like I just did there. You can also do it again.
And you can also revive me.
I can revive you, indeed. No, because I was dropped. So the way it works, if one player dies, you don't lose any lives as long as the other one stays alive for the duration of the counter, or pick up a...
And there's a counter in the top of the screen, which tells you basically how long the other one has to survive until you come back. But if you have one of those like this, the one sign, if you take one of those, you'll immediately revive your partner. So it's well worth going for them if they are available.
Wow. Otherwise this happens.
Yes. That was super unfortunate.
That was a bit unfortunate. So you have 2 continues. Obviously it's a bit embarrassing that we had to use one right away.
Yep. We could blame the fact that we're talking as we play, but we shouldn't do that too much. I think we should mention that we will probably talk the most during this first level, because we're explaining some stuff. In the later videos we'll probably let the gameplay do most of the talking. And at the end of all levels there's a boss, and as per usual it usually has like a few different stages that you have to go through, and they get progressively harder, or they should at least, but most of them aren't that tough when you figure out the pattern.
You can see how much life the boss has left in each stage up at the top.
Yes.
That's what those dividing sections are.
Yes. And these cogwheels usually give you enough to use the bombs if you collect them. And when you have that, you're like invisible in your little bubble. For I don't know how many seconds
there
are.
You can also abort your Vaunt by pressing the Vaunt button again. You'll get invincibility for a little time, but you lose your multiplier.
And this is a classic statistics screen, and we got 3 stars, which is somewhat bad. We usually get 4 if we're happy, and 5 if we're super happy. And you can submit your high score if you want. And seeing as we are showing off the story, we will not skip the story. There's a little conclusion after each level that drives the story onwards to the next level. So we'll leave you with that. Is there anything else we should?
Well, each player also gets this little descriptive...
Yes, we have a little title, as you can see. Most Deadly, and I'm not really sure.
Here. I'm not sure how I got that.
Yeah, and we have a title which is the Artillery Specialist.
We used our special weapon a lot, I think.
I guess we did. So with that, we'll leave you with the little story snippet. Alright, so that was the very first chapter, and we played the legendary and we died.
That was a bit embarrassing, but
That was we will hopefully not do that again, but no promises.
No promises at all.
Anyway, that was the very first chapter, and we will be back in the next video with chapter 2, and we will do it on legendary. And I hope that you fine viewers out there had as good of a time as we had when we played through this game, and that we will see you in the next video. Until then, we wish you the greatest of times and, you know, good vibes and such things.
See you next time.
Bye for now.